Hey guys, it's David here, and it's currently day 292. I hope you guys had a good day and are doing better than yesterday. But the time is currently 9:36, and today being Saturday, I have to go to the shops, buy some food, and get ready for next week. But before I do that, I want to use this morning to get some of the important things done. And that means I want to do some work. That means I want to show my daily gratitude. Because to have gratitude in life, guys, you make life more enjoyable. To show gratitude, you are more content with life. And this is why I want to talk about why showing gratitude will change your attitude. But before I get into that, I'm gonna get my first work block done and out of the way. I want to use this morning and prioritize when it's the most quiet time to utilize this time for myself to get done what I want to get done before the world distracts us, before everybody else hits us with obligations and responsibilities. So if you feel like you don't have enough time in the mornings, or if you don't feel like you have enough time in general, I strongly recommend using the mornings to really spend some time to yourself. Because if you don't have time, then use the time when nobody else can bother you. That being said, I'll see you guys in a bit.
Hey guys, the time is currently 3:36, and this morning after I went from shopping to come back home, I tried to use some time to relax and try to recover myself for the upcoming week. However, I did make a great blunder once again, unfortunately, that I just decided to eat all my food because I just have this very bad habit. I have to admit, I have this very bad habit of just consuming all my food throughout midday because for some reason or somehow I told myself this lie that if I just eat all my food now, I won't have to worry about it throughout the day, which means I can stay focused, I could hopefully get more work done. But this is a very great lie simply because now I am sluggish, now I'm tired, and most importantly, I am not clear to the point where I can't even articulate myself to the degree I want to. And this is very frustrating because, yes, although I did consume all my food, therefore I don't have to worry about it throughout the rest of the day. But now I'm sluggish, I'm tired, I'm fatigued, I'm bloated, just all the horrible stuff. So is it really worth it to sacrifice my energy level to forget about the task later on the day so that I don't have to eat again? This has proved to be very ineffective simply because although I don't have to worry about eating anymore for the rest of the day, I am not as focused as I would like to be. I'm not as clear, I'm not as patient, and most importantly, I have no clarity in what I'm doing. Therefore, I'm easily to be distracted, I'm easily to be frustrated, and most importantly, eating a lot of food dims my creativity. Therefore, this is a habit I have to stop. Although I have been saying, I've been meaning to stop this habit of just pretty much binge eating, it just hasn't been able to be eliminated because I have constantly found myself falling back into this loop. And I really want to stop this because I have no idea how exactly I can sustain my creativity, my energy levels, my productivity, and just overall be clear with what I have to do if I constantly squander my energy, if I constantly dimmer my brilliance. Which also goes to another thing I want to talk about. Like, if you find yourself in a position where you are a little bit overweight, or perhaps you are eating a lot of food and you find yourself to have no energy, well, I understand now why you might not have any energy. Matter of fact, when I was very fat, I thought having no energy or how I felt was normal, but it really wasn't. Like, if you're fat, if you're careless with what you eat, if you're careless with your health, like, your performance is going to dimmer. Your performance and how you have energy throughout your life is going to be shortened simply because you didn't take care of your health. And I'm saying this now because I have taken it for granted for how well I have felt for my health that I have achieved thus far through my fitness and diet, I have taken this for granted simply because I think it's normal to feel this way. I think it's normal to be energetic, and I think it's normal to have clarity every single day. But throughout the few weeks now, after me binge eating for perhaps every single day, I realized that after you eat so much food, you just don't have any energy to do anything else. And this just goes to show that if you don't eat healthy and if you are overweight who overconsumes on food, then don't blame yourself for having no energy, because how else do you think you'll have energy to do anything if you just stuffed your face with like 10 donuts? Because I wouldn't. Like, even now, eating clean food, just like rice, chicken, and some veggies and stuff, even that makes me feel so tired. It just makes me feel so tired. My tongue is not working properly, and most importantly, like, my mind is just not in the game. So, although I have avoided to eat again throughout the day, I have sacrificed my energy and clarity. And no matter what it is, that is just not a great return on investment. So, which means that I have to re-establish my plans, re-establish my routines, and really set it out so that I avoid at any cost to fall myself back into this habit, into the habit of just eating to feel great, falling back into the habit for eating to just get it out of the way. Because simply this is not helping me in any way. So, what I plan to do now, if I don't magically fall asleep, is that I want to reschedule my routines, I want to reschedule my plans, and really set it out so I know exactly what I should be doing. Because although I have stated my routines and so on, it's not really precise to the point where I wanted to, because it is clear that I'm still making these same mistakes, which means that I am not making my intentions clear enough, which means that I'm still a bit vague as to how my day will play out. And being vague means you're not having full control of your life. Although in the moment it may feel like you're having control, but if you're making a decision that you later regret, well, then you're probably lost control in the moment. And today, it started out amazing, and I know I'm supposed to be grateful. And don't get me wrong, I am super grateful, but sometimes it's just very hard to be grateful when you have just made a great blunder. And I have to say that this is a habit that I have picked up for the past month, and I do really want to eliminate it because it has just destroyed my energy, destroyed how productive I was once. And this just cannot go on if I want to reach brilliance. This just cannot go on if I even just want to talk clear. Because even now, I have just problem talking, which is definitely hideous. So that being said, I'm gonna get right into my first work block, and I know it's my first work block, but either way, guys, I'm here now, and that's all that matters. Still have plenty of time left, and like I said, because I ate all my food previously, I have nothing else to worry about but try and get some work in my mind. That being said, I'll see you guys in a bit.
So, guys, this has been another amazing day, and the time is around 7:20. Now, although I said I was going to do a little bit of work for the rest of the night, I didn't go through with my word. Although I tried to sit there and get into a workflow, but I just couldn't. My mind was just way too foggy, way too cloudy, and the productivity versus stress ratio was just way too off, meaning that I was getting more stressed and anxious because I wasn't becoming productive. So the excess fatigue I was building up towards the productive ratio I would have got, it was just not worth it. Therefore, I didn't sit through the work block, and I just tried to do some light self reflection on exactly how I want to reschedule my days, and most importantly, how to reschedule my meal timing, because that is something I have completely threw off for the past how long, like a month now. So I just haven't been really consistent and dialed in on into when I'm eating the food. Not exactly I'm saying that I'm not eating the same amount of food every single day, because that's on point, but rather it's just that because work has been the new thing lately in my life, and that because the work schedule is a bit unpredictable. So sometimes I'll have work in the afternoon, sometimes I'll have work in the evenings. And therefore, what I realize is every time I come back from work is when I have my food. So that is the only thing that has troubled me to pinpoint exactly when I want to have my food. And most importantly, I am someone who likes to either work out in the mornings or after I get my first work block done. But every time I have work, I can't go afternoons because I would obviously miss my bus. And more importantly, if I work out in the mornings, I notice my performance in my cognitive work declines simply because I push very hard at the gym. And that's vice versa too. If I like sit through a very intense work block where I use a lot of mental willpower, I also notice that my performance in the gym declines too. So this just goes to show that we have only a set amount of mental energy that we can only exert throughout the day. So if we use more in this area, then we will have to use less in the other area. Yes, we can definitely force ourselves to push through our initial boundaries, but sometimes through an excess amount of exertion, we are going to eventually run out of willpower, because willpower is a very expensive thing, a very valuable energy that we only have a finite amount of number in. So what I want to do tonight, guys, is really, well, because now I'm getting my clarity back. It has been about a few hours since I last ate, so my mind is a bit cleaner. And what I want to do with the rest of the time is to really structure and make a good enough plan to when I want to have my meals. And the only roadblock that I'm faced with is how exactly can I do this in a way that I'm not going to affect my muscle building potential, that I'm going to make my muscle building potential optimal, while also fitting in the routine where I have the mornings to work through my cognitive work, to work through the mentally draining work, the mentally demanding work. And although I haven't exactly planned out when I want to do this, because the simple worry that I'm going to lose out on muscle or lose out on mental work has been the thing that has been troubling me. So I guess this just goes to show also, guys, if we try to do great at everything, it is going to be difficult. If we try to master different crafts, if we try to diverse our energy, it is going to be difficult. Not impossible, but difficult. But really, what's difficult is not doing the work itself, but rather how can I give it my 100% at doing them all equally? And that to me is what I found to be the difficult thing that has really used up a lot of my energy, is to find out a routine, find out a strategy, and understand myself more so that I could delegate my energy towards all my tasks both effectively and efficiently. And that definitely starts with a great routine, which is something I lack in. Although, yes, I managed to do the minimum every single day, although I do improve myself every single day, it is just very, I guess, not regimented. I'm not really stick with my routines at the moment, and definitely having a lot of food at one sitting has thrown off my excess potential that otherwise could have been used into a more productive work. So tonight I definitely have a lot of thinking to do, a lot of planning and rescheduling, and most importantly, a lot of facing the discomfort. Because if I want to get everything right, that means I'll have to perhaps work out towards the night, work out towards after I pick up my sister. And doing so is something I'm not really comfortable with, because I'm someone who already made a habit of going to the gym in the afternoon. So if I like switch it off to like late in the evening, it's just very weird and stuff. So definitely a lot of more fears and unfamiliarity I have to get faced with and comfortable with. But that is just all about changing your routine. But most importantly, guys, this is why we have to get free from our life, so that we can actually plan our life accordingly to what fits our schedule. If you work for somebody, if you have other obligations, then you cannot have this time to yourself. Even at the moment, for me to take hold of my mornings, I have to say no to a lot of people. And it certainly wasn't easy. And it won't get easier in life if we have to pick up more responsibilities, whether from family, from work or from other people. So we have to get free. We have to get our freedom. Otherwise, we are going to be enslaved by the responsibilities of others. And we cannot allow that if we want to reach our full potential. We have to be independent. We have to find a schedule that is going to work for us. And most importantly, we have to stay consistent so that we use less willpower worrying about when we should do this or that, worrying about tomorrow my schedule might change so that I have to replan my day. All of this is just excess mental fatigue we don't need. It's just excess decision fatigue. So we have to take hold of our day, is what I'm trying to say. Value your time like it's your child. Don't throw that away. Don't give that away carelessly, because once you do, people are going to expect you to give up your freedom and your time just because you have done so before. That being said, I hope you guys had learned something from this today, but certainly I have learned so much, and I'll continue to explore my possibilities and exactly how I can structure my week and tomorrow. So, that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow.